It's new car day. Absolute animal. Get about 500. So we've got our baseline dyno. Now it's time to check out the exhaust, see what it looks like, and get to the next step of this build. Let's do it. Here's the full Akrapovic exhaust. We got all unpacked as you saw. This is just pure jewelry. So the full system is titanium, and you got carbon fiber tips that uses the factory valves. They provide us all of the hardware here, so we can just wire up in there to use the factory RS button. The only thing that is stainless is the link pipes, and these are what connect to the OEM down pipes here. So everything here, this is all titanium, made in Slovenia. They actually have a full entire foundry. So all this stuff is built from the ground up, all the raw materials and everything. So now you've seen the whole exhaust system. Now we need to get this on that. So we've got the car racked up, ready to pull off this factory exhaust system and make this start sounding good. Done, totally installed here. This is gonna be the first time we're gonna fire it up. You can already tell with the carbon fiber tips, it looks amazing. So we're on the ground, let's jump in, hear what this thing sounds like. All right, you heard it rev up, just some baby revs as it only goes to about 3 grand. But we're gonna pull this thing off, get it over to the dyno and do some full pulls so we can hear what it sounds like unleashed and how much performance, power it has added. Then we'll take it out for a cool spin, drive it around. But before we do that, we got a couple more mods to play with, so let's get to it. So we finished the Akrapovic exhaust install, got our new VR Forge wheels on and our electronic lowering module. So now we're gonna put it on the Vivid Racing dyno right over there. And we are gonna see how much power it puts out now with the new exhaust, but more importantly, we are gonna put the VR tuned ECU flash on it to take this thing from 571 horsepower crank to even more. And we're talking a ton more horsepower and torque from the 4.0 liter V8 twin turbo. So now let's get the car inside, strapped down, and we will run this thing to show you what it does. All right, we got the car strapped on the dyno so we can do some dyno runs with the new VR tuned ECU flash. So we've got it plugged into the OBD2 port. So we're gonna write our new calibration file to the RS6 in this new Bosch MG1 ECU. So let's go through the flashing part. And as soon as that's done, it's time to fire it off and run this thing. The ECU has been successfully flashed, so now that's done, it's time to fire her up. just finished our 3 runs with the new VR tuned ECU flash on the RS6, and man, this is incredible. Let's check out these results. You can see here right away at 2,900 RPMs, we're at 729 foot-pounds of torque. That's insane. Here you can see 4,600 RPMs. Right there, you've got the turbo spooled up nicely. We are at 560 all-wheel horsepower. And over here, towards the top end of the RPM, which is definitely important, we've got, let's see, 537 compared to 414. That's 120 all-wheel horsepower gain. So that's how it performed on the dyno. Very excellent. Let's take this thing out and give it some rips. All right, we are in the RS6, and we're gonna show you how to use launch control. It's pretty simple. All you gotta do is select the RS2 mode, which has the traction control off, and you step on the brake and give it gas. So now with the draggy, let's see what our new 0 to 60 time is. Here we go. We've got everything plugged in, ready to go. And by plugged in, I mean me, the driver. And the driver is the most important thing here. And as we've seen from my other videos, I am probably the best driver around. But in all seriousness, when you're talking about all-wheel drive and almost 800 horsepower to the crank, you're talking about a lot of juice. That requires some serious attention. So we're going about 17, 20, and hammer it. Fuck. That is an ungodly amount of power for a street car. But you have to be in this thing to feel the power that it produces. So just for fun, I believe they call it the giggles and the shits, we stop right here. We're 0 miles an hour. We're dead stop. And I give it some juice. See how fast this is. Oh boy. And there was a jump there. I don't know when someone put a jump, but that's awesome. I love the sound of the exhaust. Let's listen again. Jesus, just a growl to it. Very, very good. So that's some driving around here in the RS6. Pretty fun, right? You know what we got to do now? We got to throw some GoPros on the outside, get some outside footage so you can see this thing rolling and really see the speed and hear that exhaust, because it is like nothing else you'll ever experience.
We have our professional driver here, clocked in. Alright, so we're waiting for Dan. We lost radio service because we're out in the middle of nowhere. The goal is to get the drone inside the tunnel. Go, go, go! I found you!
Holy shit. Had it in reverse.